Hello, Matt here. So yesterday we did one of the easiest modifications to the car so far, front mount intercooler, and today probably one of the hardest. We are changing the rear sway bar, so stay tuned. We remove the linkage and remove this part here. Now just by looking at it, everyone says we need to drop the subframe, but there is actually a bit of space, so I'll see what I can do without dropping the subframe completely. Maybe just lower it a bit. Either way, let's get on with it. So, first thing first, we have T30 Torx and 17, and is it right now? No, actually it's a 16. And yeah, the Torx one doesn't want to go in, so this should be fun. How about now? Will it clear the shock? Yes, it finally did. And one linkage is off. Now we do this on the other side, and then we see what we can do with these. I think these are E14s, E10s, E12s, E14s, some of those. I'll check them out later. We'll try to undo them and then see how much space we don't have. Oh, these are an E12, and there is barely enough space to undo the front. And for the rear, the subframe needs to go down. Actually, let's try that one more trick. Now, as you can see, I've managed to get one bolt out and the other one is on the way. And how I did it was using a little trick. So 10mm socket, not a socket, 10mm wrench, like this, and it does the job. So, and we are nearing the end of this one. So this one is out, and we need to take out this rubber part to make a little more room to play with. And yeah, this one's out without dropping the subframe. Now let's go to the other side and see if we can do it all over again. Now there is simply not enough space here because of the fuel line going almost directly over the bolts. So now I'll try and drop the subframe for about 1 or 2 centimeters, not taking the bolts out, just dropping it on the bolts, so I don't have to fiddle with alignment afterwards. We'll see if it works. So let's do it. So, as you've seen, I had the subframe, actually the differential, supported by the jack, undid Ford BMW, but 4 E20 bolts on the subframe. Then I had to undo these plastics here. I removed 4 clips and 1 8mm bolt, so I can get to these two. There are 2 E14s. And then drop the subframe around 1 centimeter, but this will still not be enough. We'll try to drop it a tiny bit more. So right now, about maybe even 2 centimeters lower. Here, the same. The same on the other side. And now we have a tiny bit more room to play with. And let's try and take this off. As you can see, it's all off, and I will need 2 hands for this, and I will try to pull it out on the other side because I have more room there. Now I've got this ear out. Just a second, I'll do that on the other side too. And I got it stuck in something. Okay, let's drop it a tiny bit more. Okay, so now one bolt is completely out. Let's see if I have any more room to play with. How did I get it stuck? Let's drop this side. It's kind of in a bad place. I really want it to be there. There it is now. So there's the jack. Let's take this bolt out. We go. So this is low. This is push to go. One 13mm sway bar out. 15mm sway bar in. No, unfortunately, we'll have to lower the subframe completely because, yeah, another great design. If it goes here, oh, maybe I can turn it now. Could you try rotating it like this? Could you try rotating it like I showed you? Just a tiny bit. Pushing it a tiny bit towards me. You're literally there. Could you try rotating it like I showed you, please?
I really can't with one hand.
Okay, stop filming.
And it's in.
Literally the moment she turned off the camera, I managed to pull it off past the bolt that was making it busy. And now the right side is in. The left side is almost in. What now? This needs to go under here. Please, a bit of assistance.
D. Let's put all.
Yes. And there we have it. One 15mm sway bar in its place. Now we need to fit it to the car. Now I don't know how much you can see, probably nothing. Except the fact that I have 4 hands right now. Good. But either way, what I want to show you is this is how much I've dropped the subframe. So what I want to show you is that this is how much I've dropped the subframe in the end. And then I have enough room to tighten the screws. As you see, the sway bar went in with a bit of fiddling, but it went in. So we will tighten this up right now, and then we try to lift up the subframe and tighten it up. It shouldn't make any problems, we'll see. So now, first we will raise up the subframe and see what happens, and then we'll try and fit the bolts back in. Now we have one bolt. Hopefully it just sits in. I'll spin you round. Then we have this one, which is pretty rusty, but doesn't matter because the rusty part is not going to be threaded down. So this one goes here. Then we have another one that is almost as rusty, and this is fun because it's galvanic corrosion. As you can see, this is aluminium and the bolt is steel, so it's bound to happen, but whatever. As I said, the threads that are going in are clean, and as you can see, it goes in easily. And last but not least, so the subframe haven't actually moved, and it all went in easily. So, well, I did the testing for you. So if you want to do this job, you have to undo the bolts completely, lower the subframe as much as you can. But actually I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to remove the exhaust, I didn't have to undo the drive shaft, just the 4, actually, with these 2 here. That brings it up to 8 bolts for the subframe, 2 bolts for this, and 6 bolts that hold the sway bar in. So not as hard as I expected. Having said that, something will probably go wrong now, but okay, let's assemble it all up. So as you can see, the job is done. I didn't go for a test ride because it's wet and muddy and I don't want to get the car completely dirty. Either way, I only need to do the brakes now and a new map, and the car is done. So I'll do the test drive and the impressions after everything is finished. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them in comments, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.